All right, what's happening, guys? It is Wednesday, March 8th in the afternoon here in Texas. And getting ready to start a new project, so I thought I would start another video here. We are actually going to take all of this 5/4 walnut right here and turn it into a large family traditions rocking horse. First ran into these plans back around about 2010, 2009. Yeah, I went into a rocker store and they had these plans for sale there, and they had some examples that were done, and that was the first time I saw one of these horses, and just thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I built some. I built several since then. The first one I built was for a church auction, and you can see a picture of that one right there. So we're going to build another one of those out of these black walnut boards, and we're going to use these patterns here. We're going to build this out of black walnut, and those overlay pieces there on the mane and the tail are going to be ebony, and all the saddle and the tack is all going to be done with alder to make it more look like, you know, like the leather and stuff like that. So here's a laminated copy of these plans. I went to make another set of these horses. I was going to make a couple of them and ship one out to Idaho, and the other one went to California. And I was looking for some of the written material that comes in these, and I couldn't find them, so I ended up doing a search, and I actually couldn't find the plans online, but I was able to find the guy that owned them. There was just one phone number with the name Family Tradition, so I called him, and as it turned out, the man that owned these, his name was Buck Coleman, and he was having some issues at the time. He's an older gentleman, and he needed some legal help. And at the time, I was holding a license for a private investigator here in Texas, and turns out he needed to find some people that apparently owed him a bunch of money. And anyway, so we helped him out with that, some of our contacts, and he got what he needed, and he ended up signing over the copyrights to all of his plans to me. So I acquired the copyright to this in 2019. And recently, around October, we were getting our website done. And that was back in October. So we had a photo shoot. We had a photographer come out to take some photos for it. And her name is Jennifer Thomas. She's a really good photographer here in town. So she did some real nice job, and while she was working with us, she was fun to work with. And she was telling us she has a 20-month-old baby, so we were talking about it, and she really liked that horse back there. So I told her I will make her one of these. We're going to make this one out of black walnut, and we're going to use the ebony and all that, so this will be by far the most expensive one I've ever built. But she's going to give us some pictures of it and stuff, and you know what? I think it'll be just a cool build. So we volunteered to do it. We got the patterns laid out here, so we make sure we have everything. And we're about to mill up all this lumber right here and turn it into a large rocking horse. So let's get started. We'll see how it goes. I'll shoot a little video with clips along with the progress to document it all and see how we're doing. So let's get started. All right, so we got the legs cut, got our wedges cut. So we cut these wedges out and we stick them on the back of the legs to give the legs a little bit of a splay out from the body. So this is an easy way to do it. I see a lot of people doing these things on YouTube and stuff. So just wanted to show you guys how I do it, because I don't think there's a need to spend a lot of time on something like this. And I used to try to get them lined up and all this stuff, and it's silly. Just all you have to do, they don't take a lot of glue or anything, so a little bit of glue on the back. Just to hold it in place. I already got the line drawn on here where this is going to go. We just put it square on here. The big end on the inside. Give it a little bit. And then, just to hold it in place while that glue dries. A little more. Okay, so now that's gonna dry on there. When that's done, then we'll just take it over to the bandsaw, trim off the excess, and then clean it up on the descender. And then we'll have a nice leg wedge attached without any problems with that. So that's the easiest way to do it. It's a lot quicker. Already got the front, so you got one more back one to do. And then we'll be done with our legs. We'll be ready to get them mounted on the horse. So that's it. That's how you do that. Alright guys, got a few video clips of the horse sitting there on the table, getting that all done. Getting towards the end now, we're going to start doing the finishing touches on it. So what I'm working on today is I just finished gluing up this blank of alder wood, and we're going to cut the profiles for the saddle. The saddle is going to be 2 halves. It's going to go on both sides of the horse. But I wanted to talk about this because I saw some other people that were making one of these. And it seemed to me like what they did was like this is the side profile pattern for the saddle. So the saddle is going to be round like this on each side on the top, and then it'll be profiled like this on the side of the horse, so it'll make a nice little saddle. Well, what I saw was somebody took 3/4 material and cut a whole series of these patterns out right here, and then tried to glue them all together once they were all cut up. And that's just a lot of extra work, and it doesn't come out quite as nice. They asked me how I know that. So this is how it gets done, you guys. You got this big block of alder wood right here, and what happens when you put a little oil on this is it turns a nice brown color. So it's gonna be a nice accent against the walnut horse for the saddle and the bridle and all that. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna draw a center line down this block and draw out both profiles of the top of the seat there. And then once that's done, we're gonna flip it up on its side, and we're gonna draw on the profile here for the side of it. And I'm gonna get this on some video, but I wanted to talk about it because I'm gonna use this for an explanation in another video. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take it over to the bandsaw. Now I have an 18-inch bandsaw, so you guys that have smaller bandsaws, don't worry. I used to do this with a much smaller one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the top profile first, cut it round, one solid piece, and then I'm gonna put the two halves back on it and flip it up on its side, where we'll have this drawn on there, and then we'll cut that profile out all at the same time, and then we'll have the basic shape of the saddle there. And then we'll take it over here to the disc sander, shape it all, round it all up, get it all shaped up how we want it, and then we'll take it back over to the bandsaw and we'll split it right down the middle so it'll fit both sides of the body on the horse. And I'm gonna get this on video, but like I said, I wanted to talk about this because I'm gonna show this on another video to show how this is done. So that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna film it in a minute, I'm gonna cut this out, but I just wanted to explain that and talk to you guys. I haven't said anything in this whole video since the beginning, so. But that's what's on the table for today. We're gonna get this saddle cut out. We just got this all cleaned up, got it all cleaned up, and now we're gonna cut that into a nice saddle for that 36-inch tall walnut rocking horse with it.